Hey traders, I had an awesome week trading this week. I hope everyone was able to have a good week trading as well. I hadn't intended to give these types of updates every week. I was just going to give kind of a monthly recap on all the trades that I took and how much money that I was able to make, similar to what I did for the month of May. But since it was such a good week, I thought I would go ahead and share the results for this week. So you can see, I took 10 trades this week for an overall profit of $4,000, which is crazy when you consider for the month of May, I made $8,000. So in 1 week, I've already made half of what I made for the entire month of May. And that's partly due to the fact that I was able to enter a lot more trades this week than I typically would be able to. So if we look on 5/29, which was last Friday, I entered 6 trades, which is typical for me, putting on 5 or 6 trades on a Friday to expire the next week's expiration. And normally I have to hold those positions pretty much until the Thursday or Friday of the next week, and then I'd put on trades again for the week after that. But what was kind of unique about this week was that you can see on several of these trades, I was able to close them after 2 days. Now I'm only counting trading days, I'm not counting the weekends. So I entered this on Friday, and you can see, for these first 4 here, I was able to get out of those on Tuesday. And then on Micron Technologies, I was able to get out of it on Wednesday as well as Lyft. So that allowed me to free up some margin to go ahead and enter some more trades still expiring for the same week. So you can see on 6/2, I jumped into a trade because, again, I had some free margin now for WDC expiring for Friday. And then I was able to close it out the very next day. So it was just a 1-day hold. And then on 6/3, I opened up 3 more trades and was able to close them in 1 day. So, this isn't a typical week. I can't remember the last time I've had the ability to do something like this. But I just want to share this with you guys. And hopefully, if you were following my trade alerts, you should have been able to enter the majority of these trades. Again, as I mentioned before, even if you can't do the same contract sizes I'm doing, just doing one contract, because the total profit for these 10 trades was 4.37. So if you multiply that times 100, that's one contract, which is $437. So you could have definitely, had an awesome week trading just one contract. And as I mentioned in the newsletter on one of the emails that I sent out, it doesn't make sense for me to hold these until expiration if I can close them out and keep the majority of the profit. So you can see, like on this Etsy one here, trade number 2, my initial credit was 65 cents. That was $650. And then just a couple of days later, I was able to close it out for $100 and have a total profit of $550. There was no need for me to hold this for another, 3 days just to capture that last $100. I could close that out, free up my margin, and by freeing up that margin, it allowed me to enter a new trade on 6/2, this WDC trade, and I got paid $520. And I also closed it out for $100 to allow me to keep the profit of $420. So anytime I can see that I can close these out for relatively cheap and keep the majority of the credit, I'll go ahead and do that, free up the margin, and then try to place another trade, either expiring the same week like I did for these, or I may go ahead and push it out to the next week, just depending on what the credit is. And if there's not enough time left for that given week, I'll go ahead and push it out to the next week. It just so happened for this week, I was able to get into these on Tuesday and Wednesday, still having a couple days until expiration. So, and actually, I closed everything out on Thursday because we had some employment numbers coming out this morning, which were really good. The market obviously took off a lot today, but I wanted to go ahead and be in cash just in case those numbers were bad, and if the market dropped, we'll be able to get into some puts at a better price. But I did open up some new trades today. Again, if you're on my email alerts, you should have gotten those around lunchtime. So this is the email I sent out. You can see I put on 6 trades today. Pretty much, the same stocks I've been trading all along. The only difference here is GOOS is a new stock that I put on. I just added a few notes about, Chewy's earnings are next week. And then, you can see just this is me reiterating what my open positions are, and then any additional comments. So if you want to get on this list, just shoot me an email. My email will be in the description, mark@premiumtrader.com. If you have any questions, let me know. way behind on emails and responding to you guys. I do read the emails, but I don't always get a chance to respond. So I will try to either make a video addressing some of your questions, or I'll try to eventually get to respond to you guys. Also, I don't want to mislead anyone into thinking that this is typical of this strategy as far as the great results I had in May, and then obviously for this week. There are risks associated with selling puts, and I'm working on a video now that I hopefully can get out this weekend or next to show you guys exactly what the risk is and kind of the pitfalls of this strategy, because like any strategy, there's a downside to it. So everyone needs to be aware of what that is, because it's easy to see these results and think, wow, this is amazing. This must be the perfect strategy to trade. And for me, it's a strategy that I feel like works well and allows me to, again, to generate that kind of weekly income and not have to spend a lot of time on the market, because I do work a full-time job. I don't have time to sit down and analyze charts all day long and things like that. So I like the fact that I can put these trades on and just keep an eye on them, but I don't have to be actively engaged in the market. So anyway, hopefully, like I said, that I'll hopefully get that video out in the next few days. Thanks.